Welcome back to Dream Fish Keeping, where fish dreams come true. Today we're going to be setting up a breeder box, one that hangs on the outside of the aquarium but still uses the water from inside the aquarium. Let's get started. That wasn't the first take. So today we're going to set up this breeder box, which I completely took apart about a week ago and now have to put back together. So I figured we'd just do it together. So the reason I like this particular breeder box is the size of it. It's pretty large. I mean, there's a lot of space in there, especially if we're talking about baby fish. They've got all the room they need in this and more. And this is just the bag of stuff that we're gonna have to go through. Okay, I think we've got all the pieces. So first things first, the way this works is that it draws in water from the aquarium on one side, to where it will draw water up into this box so that it's constantly getting fresh water, and then as it overflows, as the new water comes in and the water level rises just a little bit, the rest overflows back into the aquarium, so it keeps a stream of water coming in and out and keeps the water fresh for the babies, which is super important. So let's put it together. So this is piece number one. This little piece here at the bottom, how it's pointing up, that's because this is actually going to be a tube that comes back up through to the top. It goes right in here. This is what we look like at this point. And then the other part, there's a little hole right there that you have to thread your pump, your air pump. That's what's gonna actually create the circulation of the water into the box. You have to actually push it through and get it to come out on the other side. So then once you've run that tubing through to the other side, it'll look like this. There won't be tubing connected to this. You pull this down and through, attach it to this tubing part right here. So we've kind of got it set up like that. This piece, I've got an extra valve that I'm going to attach. By the way, this is a FLUVAL breeding box. I think it's the largest size they have. I purchased this a long time ago. I have a couple of these just laying around in case I ever need them, like right now. So then onto the end, I will attach this piece. When you put it on the glass of the aquarium, it might lean like this. It might not sit properly up against the glass. It won't be level. So they give you these little pieces that are pretty easy to use. You just stick them in the holes in the bottom. There's a little bit of trial and error involved as far as figuring out what setting they should be in, depending on how far away you want it to be from the aquarium. Okay, these are both in line with each other. Let's go see on the aquarium itself how that sits. That looks pretty good to me. All right, so we can move on to the next step, which is just running this tube to the pump, which is on the other side of the bar. And then from there, we will adjust the flow and we'll see if we can get this to start filling up with water. This should bubble when we first try it. All right, I plugged it in and it's already starting to fill up with water. And you can see it bubbling down here. Now, that might be a little bit too much. I'll leave it alone for now. It's no big deal. But what I'll probably do is just turn this flow down a little bit. But yeah, you can see I just ran this black tubing down the side and over the back. The pump I have is sitting right underneath here. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing setup right now, but practically speaking, this is pretty great. I have some white cloud minnows in here. I've got a gold male and I've got this wild type female, and I'm gonna try and breed them and see if I can get my own line of white clouds going. I've got this I've got this disgrace of a spawning mop going on down here. I mean, it's the same idea. The fish can use that to swim in and spawn, and that's where the eggs will be. So you can see this is already up to here as far as filling up, and this is gonna have all fresh water from the aquarium. As long as I'm doing water changes on this, that water will be good, and that will mean that this water will be good too. One thing I just noticed is that when I have this pressure from the air pump up so high that it can fill this up this quickly, other things that are running off of the same air pump are suffering. So I've got to balance that out and make sure I can still get airflow coming up through the other places in the tank. This one still seems to be doing okay. I think what I'll do is I'll turn this down now just to show you guys and make sure I can adjust my settings as we go. A little more bubbles over there, but now we're not getting any water to come out of here. So I'm gonna put the camera down and try and get this balancing act all sorted out, and I'll show you guys how it went afterwards. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the flow. Over here, Groot is not as powerful as he was. That's okay, that's plenty of oxygen for the tank. I'd like to see a little bit more. We still have this filling up, and then the 20-gallon long with the guppies is getting the most aeration down there. And for the final touch, I've got a lid. The lid also covers up where the water comes out of, minimizes splashing, which is kind of nice. But that's pretty much it, yeah. All right, that's all for today's video. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching all the way through. If you're interested in seeing more, then make sure to subscribe. All right, here's a preview of the next one. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the fish that I got as eggs straight from Japan. To me, that's kind of a mind-blowing number, so big reveal.